This week, Trump's allies attempted to use images of Bhutanese refugees voting at an early voting location in South Park, Pennsylvania, to claim that the Kamala campaign was shipping in, quote, illegal immigrants to help them get out the vote in Pennsylvania. The truth is far more complicated. Many of these people spent years, if not decades, in refugee camps, and were excited for many of them to vote for the first time in the United States. I visited an early vote party of theirs earlier this week. So we're here with a Parsu of the Bhutanese community of Pittsburgh. So what's the goal of the event today?
And the goal of this event is to motivate our voters, especially the early voters or the first-time voters, to go and vote, cast their ballot before the election day.
And for many of these folks, it's their first time ever voting. I mean, how does that feel to see people, who fled one country come to another country and become citizens?
Yeah, it is our privilege because years and years, our ancestors and our folks, they never have a voting rights. And that is the one reason we left or we are driven away from the country or evicted away from the country as a refugee. And these folks, they spend more than 20 years in a refugee camp. So once they came here, they go through the process of being a citizens. Then once they become U.S. citizens or naturalized citizens, now they are eligible to vote. And it is a privilege, it is a proud moment for all of us.
And how does that feel? I mean, 20 years of living in refugee camps, and now you're at a point that you're Americans, that you have to be responsible for helping govern this country.
Yes, so that is why it is a great, but also it is our responsibility being an agency. So I work at the BCAP, which is non-profit agency, and we are motivating, we are educating the folks to vote, not only to vote, like how to vote and how to participate in a democracy.
Yeah, and so the Bhutanese community has really grown here in Pittsburgh.
Yes. And majority of our folks, they don't speak and read and write English. So what we are doing, we are explaining them, and we are trying our best to translate things or explain that one in a Nepali language, which is their first language. And educating, and I know it is not a easy task, and also it's not gonna be happen overnight. It takes time, but we are positive and we're working.
Yeah, and how do you feel about Pittsburgh? I mean, what's the reception you get?
It's a welcoming city in the area.
So do you think having a community organization, a Bhutanese community association here, helps people get involved in the Pittsburgh community?
Yes, so we are sharing whom we are. That is how we are showing people who we are, and they love it.
So how's it feel? You just got done voting.
Yeah, it's a great, and I think I did my civil duty. Yeah, it's so great.